Welcome back. So today we are doing a speed build of the Blue Velvet Nightclub. This is kind of a conglomeration between two of my series on my channel. So this is part of my wedding series because this is going to be where we have our bachelorette party. We're turning the Blue Velvet Nightclub into the Blue Velvet Drag Club. Because I think it would be fun to try to have like a drag show as bachelorette party. So that's what we're gonna attempt. So today we're doing the speed build for that. We do a lot of doing and then redoing. I wanted to keep like this old factory kind of vibe. Like I know this is supposed to be like a jazz club. We get rid of all of that. I struggle so hard right here. Like I take out this whole porch and rebuild this whole porch to try to get rid of that one chunk of what is it? Of green. Like it's like the chair rail green there. And it ends up being there, but I hide it I think okay with a big chunky fence. This whole build is a little bit of a struggle. So we end up going with more like really like lean into that like old factory vibe. We use the Machino windows. I get rid of these like base game windows, even though we already went through and changed them all to be black. Um, Yeah, there's a lot of just doing and redoing because here I am putting in columns that I end up switching out for other columns, and then I end up getting rid of those other columns because I decide I do want the balcony back. So it was a lot of trial and error. I didn't know exactly what I wanted this to look like, but I knew I would know what it was when I saw it, if that makes sense. So we just had to keep puttering around with it. This does meet the qualifications for a nightclub. I looked at the qualifications for the bar and the karaoke bar and the lounge, and we're pretty close to all of them. The lounge, I think we just needed like a musical instrument. Karaoke bar, obviously, we would have needed a karaoke machine, which I went to add at the end, and then I ended up adding the DJ station instead. Because before that, we just had some speakers and a microphone. So we end up making this much more like bright and neon and just more nightclubby in my opinion. Like maybe this was more of like an adult jazz nightclub before and now we make it like a party all night nightclub, right? Like neon colors, you imagine everything in there is sticky, like that kind of bar. So deleting everything. Oh, so satisfying. We leave the bathrooms for now just because I knew I wanted to keep them in the same spot, and this would remind me to do that. I hate the color scheme in this. Oh my goodness. Ah. I just had some caffeine. It needs to kick in. But the color scheme in this originally, the red and the blue, I hate it. I hate it so much. So I think it turns out really cool. We end up going with like a hot pink and lime green, which like is a lot. Like it's in your face a lot. But I think it works in a nightclub. Like also I was really fascinated when you blew these up that the outside casing didn't blow up, but like the glasses and everything did. Oh my gosh. Like it's so pointless. You can't size it up because of that, but like it looked cool. So we go ahead and add this city living bar and we keep pretty much the same layout. I end up putting in a dance floor. Because nightclub, like why wouldn't you have a dance floor at a nightclub? I don't know. This felt more like a lounge to me, but it was set as a nightclub by EA because it had the musical instruments and the love seats and everything. I also hated having to put dining tables in. We end up putting them out back just to like have some outdoor seating, but like I hated it. We end up using the tall bar tables, but because they're the ones from university count as dining tables, but the ones from Tiny Living with the glass tops don't count as dining tables, so they didn't meet that requirement, which was super annoying because I didn't want to have low tables. I wanted all high tables. And so I ended up having to put some low tables outside just to like meet the nightclub requirements for EA. So here we are finally getting rid of those like old windows. I just didn't feel like they fit very well. We use a lot of Machino stuff for this. I actually don't hate this door. I just felt like the size wasn't right. So we end up making this whole we make this whole floor a tall floor so that I can use that tall door. Here I am just seeing what it looks like, and then we Decide to do that to the bottom floor, adding some windows. Windows are hard because I feel like in a nightclub, like it's super sketch, but there are almost never windows. Like even in bars, like there are windows like along the front, but I feel like there aren't typically windows throughout the rest of it, which makes the build look super weird from the outside. But I just feel like it's more realistic. Like why nobody wants to see into a nightclub, man. Okay? And nobody in a nightclub wants to be able to be seen. Just a personal opinion. At the end, we end up hopping back into live mode just to go in and set the color and intensity of all these lights. Because I wanted to have like that dim, kind of grungy. I need to stop saying vibe. That dim, grungy look. That I feel like with bright lights you just don't get. So we have bright lights in here right now just because I'm building and I don't know, it seems stupid, but I hate building in the dark. Like even this build that's gonna end up being mostly dark, like I hate it. I think it's stupid. So I put in a ton of lights while I build and I just delete them as I go. We end up using these super neon walls from Spa Day, which I think are really cool. I wanted to put like a stage in. I know I've done that in past builds, like you can split level it with a foundation. I wasn't up for futzing around with it today. These are those tables I was talking about. They look super cool in this nightclub. I wish they counted as tables. Like it's just a matter of them being tagged correctly, and they're not right now. Because they are dining tables. They're just not tagged that way, so you can't find them in the dining table section, and you also like they don't meet the qualification for being a dining table. I like these lights here. We end up switching them out for something else. Um, I think for one of the Moschino ones, but here we are just kind of futzing with the stairs. We end up going with this metal railing upstairs that I felt like just suited more like the factory vibe we have going on. Um, Getting rid of all the red and blue, the horrendous red and blue upstairs. I know there are probably some people that are like, what you did is worse. Like the purple neon is worse, but like nightclub, you know? So then we make some private rooms up here, which I debated on for a while because like a little tacky, right? But like I don't know. I thought it was funny. So that's what we did. Um, yeah. So for a while I was gonna put the dining tables up here just to meet that requirement, but I was still gonna be one short, so I put one outside. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just not. We also put the bubble blower outside because I thought that was funny. Like go outside to blow bubbles. LOL. Um, so this is when I end up putting those tables outside. I don't know that anyone would ever use those. And I also switched it to like a gray concrete outside because we no longer had the red brick building. So then we're going to make these private rooms. For a while, I fiddled with the idea of having like a pink room and a green room. And we still kind of do end up with a pink room and a green room, but not in the walls, just with like the accessories. And we also end up with a pink bathroom and a green bathroom. Um, yeah, so we use the same tables we used downstairs, put in some different bar stools up here, and then I think I ended up just putting in like a little like ottoman lounge. Actually, it might be a full-on couch. Yeah, I think it is a full-on couch. Um, and then just like a mirror to accessorize the neon lights. I don't know. I like it. I think it turned out pretty cute. And here I am switching those lights out. And when we go back in live mode, I do make those glow pink so that it keeps that like pinky purpley thing. Um, So now we're going to work on the bathrooms. They end up being pretty basic. I use black toilets, which in real life, I hate black toilets. Like, I hate them. I think they get dirty and you can't see that they're dirty. And, like, you won't catch me sitting on one of those. I'd be hovering. So we're going to put in some of these lights because I didn't want to have overhead light in the bathroom either. Like, have you ever been to a bar that does that? Like, they have bright fluorescent lights in the bathroom and then you walk in and you're like, oh, I'm blinded. So I wasn't about to do that. Um, so then we had these glowy mirrors from Spa Day, and this is where I get the idea to have a pink bathroom and a green bathroom. Um, which you don't really get until I pop in live mode, and then I make those like wall lights in there, pink and green as well, which I think we'll see here soon. I think I hop into live mode really soon, so here I am changing the name to the Drag Club. I actually really love how this turns out. Like, we don't change the shape of the building. It's just like, I imagine somebody bought this, remodeled it, right? Like, the Jazz Club went out of business. Here we are adding the DJ station. I think I switched to a purple one in a little bit here. Um, just do a little bit of last minute rearranging. But I think this turns out super cool. So now we're going to go visit it with just like a random sim I have in this save, and we're going to change the color and intensity so we get like a better idea here. So like I said, we're just dimming everything down, making it look like changing these to look pink, and then making the pink and green bathrooms. So that's that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, we add some windows here at the end. But I'll catch you in the next one.